Today I'll be covering the girls from the Nekopara anime, a show that's all about catgirls, and it's actually quite wholesome. These catgirls all work at the Patisserie La Soleil, a pastry shop owned by Casio, their owner. He ends up hiring all 6 of his cats, so I'll be dividing them according to their work shifts. With that, here are my reasons why the Nekopara girls are waifu material. So let's start off with Chocolat and Vanilla. They're both the youngest between the 6 cats at about 9 months old. Given the nature of their names, they're polar opposites in personality, and yet, like a yin-yang symbol, can live in total harmony. Well, most of the time. So in terms of appearances, Chocolat has long flowing brown hair, amber colored eyes, and can usually be seen wearing a simple red and white dress with black ribbons. Vanilla on the other hand is quite the opposite, sporting long white hair, blue eyes, and a blue and white dress. Chocolat is a hilarious character. She's very gullible and a bit naive, which makes sense given her young age. But this makes her terrible at pretty much any game they play. However, with this, she also carries a kind of energy that's simply unmatched. You also probably notice that she has quite the appetite. When they were gifted some seared tuna, Chocolat was quick to volunteer to buy some ponzu sauce, cheerfully singing along the way. During one of Shigeru's vision tests, it revealed that Chocolat is actually the slowest. That doesn't mean she's any less of a cat, as she's more prone to her cat-like tendencies than anyone else. Actually, it's quite a miracle she was even able to pass her bell exam, which is a sort of license that allows them to go around the city without their master, a test in their understanding of human culture and ability to suppress their feline instincts. Vanilla on the other hand is more quiet and reserved. You can tell she's very disciplined and in control, often the one keeping Chocolat in check. Her sharp wit allows for some hilarious one-liners, with Chocolat often at the receiving end. As twin sisters, Vanilla is always by Chocolat's side no matter what, and is always happy when Chocolat is happy. Sometimes, she can get a little too affectionate with Chocolat. Next, we have the dysfunctional pair that's Azuki and Coconut. So let's start with Azuki, named after the Azuki bean, or more commonly known as red bean. As a munchkin cat, she's the shortest between the 6 and is very sensitive about her size. Despite her short stature, she's actually the oldest cat at about 3 years old, making her older than Casio in cat years. She's got a simple design with short brown hair and matching eyes. Outside of work, she can be seen wearing some kind of seifuku outfit with blue collar and red tie. She's a very capable cat that's really good at cooking and able to handle almost any chore, except well when her height doesn't allow her to. She generally has a very outspoken but responsible personality. I think I'll call her brave too, as she's willing to fight Coconut, who has quite a reach advantage. Now we have the incredibly tall Coconut, or just Nuts as Azuki likes to call her. Despite always hanging out with Azuki, Coconut is actually just a 1-year-old. You'll probably notice that Coconut is very developed for her age, but with this massive size, she can be quite clumsy and is a danger to everyone around her. That's why Azuki only lets her watch the rice cooker in the kitchen. She can usually be seen wearing some denim shorts and a pink top that can barely fit her. She has long light blonde hair and a very fluffy tail, and unique to her is her non-matching eye colors. While they do care very much about each other, these two can always be seen butting heads and throwing all sorts of shade towards each other. These two will argue over anything, so it's hopeless to stop them. I recall a time when they were arguing on the best ice cream flavor to give to Casio, and well, I wasn't surprised at the flavors they picked. Talk about biased. Next, we have the sweet pair that's Maple and Cinnamon. You can probably classify them as the more mature cats at the age of 2 years old, but I gotta admit that they were really a cute pair growing up. So with Maple, you could describe her as independent, classy, and calm. However, she can sometimes be a bit of a scaredy cat. She also has a fear of the dark, turning on every light on her way to the bathroom at night. Complementing her emerald green eyes is her long blonde hair that's held together by a hairband. She can usually be seen wearing a white shirt and plaid orange dress underneath a vest, giving her an air of sophistication. Speaking of that, she's really into tea, making her the perfect afternoon tea partner, which is kind of strange because her tongue is the most sensitive to hot things. Maple is a very intelligent individual who's good at finding solutions, but she can also be a bit prideful. You see, one time she started distancing herself from Cinnamon and mysteriously going somewhere after work. Turns out she's been working in a music store behind everyone's back. You see, Maple aspires to be a singer and is also looking to buy herself a guitar. Despite Casio and Shigeru's offer to buy her one, Maple replies that she wants to earn it all by herself, which is very admirable. Moving on to Cinnamon, possibly the most hilarious character of the bunch. She's got periwinkle colored hair and a huge pair of eyes. Most would describe her as being soft-spoken, polite, and cheerful. But the funniest part about her is her extreme sensitivity towards anything remotely lewd sounding. In almost every episode, she finds an excuse for her imagination to go wild and become moist. Watching some students feed cake to each other was enough to make Cinnamon daydream about her and Maple. Now the part that really takes the cake is that time when there was a blackout and the cats took turns telling stories to each other. During one of the stories, the characters were granted a wish, and Cinnamon, being Cinnamon, wished for this. I would consider Cinnamon to be very selfless. Like during that time when Maple revealed her dream, Cinnamon did everything in her power to help Maple train and even give her a pep talk before the show. Cinnamon even volunteered during a kids event to be the victim just to trick Maple into singing. It's thanks to Cinnamon that we get to hear Maple's magnificent singing voice. So what do you think about the Nekopara girls? Would you want them to work for you? Be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and comment on who your favorite Nekopara girl is.